Finley. We'll start here with Eric Bailey on the left.
Nice to see you again, Joe Jon. I wanted to ask you about Daniel Parker, just the relationship you had with him, what it was like at Mizzou, and how he's acclimated himself to this program now.
Yeah, so Daniel and I know each other for a long time. He actually came to Missouri as a defensive end, and we had an injury in camp where we told him, man, you can play right now if you come over to tight end. And he didn't realize how early and how often he was going to have to play. You know, we ended up having a few more injuries that year, and he ended up starting the last half of the season and played really well. And it's a big testament to how intelligent he is to pick up an offense in less than a year, and then just how physical he played. You know, it's a lot of times for the freshmen, it's hard for those guys to play physical because a lot of times they have a lot of things going through their mind. But he's done that well there, and he's done it well here. You know, he's picked up the offense very well here. He's very special to me just because of the way he plays, the way he prepares, the way he goes about everything, the way he interacts with my children. You know, he's like a big brother to them, and I'm so happy to have him here with us.
We had a chance to talk to him last week, and he had mentioned when he entered the portal that he contacted OU, but that's when everything was going on with Lincoln, same exact time. What was that like, you know, when he reaches out to you and you don't know what your situation is going to be like? How difficult would you try to manage that?
Oh, it's hard, you know, just for me, because I knew I wanted him on my football team. Like, hey, man, just keep in touch. If I'm here, I'm gonna want you. If I'm not here, I'm gonna want you wherever I go. And with that being said, he's got to do what's best for him. And fortunately for him, he had a little bit of time to make his decision. He wasn't in a big rush because he knew early what he wanted to do, and so it couldn't have worked out better for both of us.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, far side, James Hill.
Hey, Joe Jon, your room is really interesting because of the experience and the youth going on at the same time. You have a couple of other guys that you told us before you really like. Your 8 practices in now. Talk about this room and how's it going, and if you could too, you know, how is the tight end and H-backs really used in this offense?
So, extremely proud. You said we got a lot of 2 old guys, 2 young guys, and then 2 guys that have been here. But again, for everybody got the playbook day one, and so we're extremely proud of all of those guys. Whenever we go in the meeting room, somebody will ask a question, and another player will answer it. And so that's when you know you got the right mindset in the meeting room. Sometimes too much. I'm like, hey, let me do my job too. I'm a coach, you know. And so just the fact that the 2 older guys are exactly who I thought they were, and they continue to get better. And in addition to that, they're bringing the younger guys along. You know, like I said, for younger guys, it's hard sometimes when you got 5,000 new plays in and you're trying to go play extremely hard and extremely physical because that's what this program's about. You know, just finding the mix for those guys and those guys meeting on their own sometimes to help each other out. Couldn't be more proud. And when you look at the younger guys, you're looking for improvement every single day. You don't expect them to be perfect by any means, but the effort part of it, what we talk about, know your assignment and then play as hard as you possibly can, and then I can correct you. You know, if you're not playing hard or if you're guessing, I can't correct anything. I can't correct technique. I can't correct what you're doing. And so those guys have done a great job of buying in, learning the offense so that now we can coach the things that you want to be coaching. You don't want to be coaching effort, and they've done a great job.
How's the group used, or how's that your group used in this offense?
So just like pretty much everybody in the country, you know, you don't have a lot of true pro-style offenses anymore. And so, man, we'll use those guys all over the place, just like a lot of people do. They'll be in the slot, they'll be in the wing, they'll be in the backfield. Pretty much, you're a quarterback that doesn't play quarterback. You got to know everything. You got to know the protections, run game, routes, where you fit into the schemes. And again, they've done a great job, man. It's even harder with us. Obviously, we're going to play with some tempo, so it's not knowing what to do, and you got 25 seconds to figure it out, man. You got to get lined up, and here comes the ball. So just adjusting to that because that's a little bit different for them.
Jesse Crittenden, Norman Transfer.
Joe Jon, good to talk to you again. I think I wanted to ask you about Braden Willis. Obviously, you've talked a lot about his leadership, but just how important has he been through these spring practices? Just getting the room acclimated to this new offense, and just what kind of leadership does he bring?
Man, he's a lead by example type of guy. You know, whenever you get in the weight room, you get out there when they're running, in the meeting room. when they're eating, you know, everything. He's going to do everything right. And it's a great picture for those younger guys to see that every single day. And, you know, he's become more vocal because he's earned that right. And he does a great job with really every aspect of it. I call him a pro. You know, you talk about a pro, we talk about pro mindset. Hey, man, you got to treat this like a job. You got to, in addition to this, you got academics and everything else. So you really have to do a great job of managing your time and then doing everything right. And that's what he does every single day. He's the same guy every single day, and that's why he's had so much success, and he'll continue to have success.
Well, and even just on the field stuff, I mean, what have you been looking for from him? Obviously, he's been around for so long. What have you been looking for from him through these first couple weeks, and what have you seen?
Just same thing. I mean, you can play football for 15 years in the NFL, and you're always going to be trying to get better. You know, there's little things that he knows he's got to get better at, but every day he gets better at one thing. You know, when you get to be that level, he's a great football player. It's not going to be like the freshman, you know what I mean? Like, hey, man, you got to take a step here. He's going to take the right step. Now it's all about the tiny, tiny details. Where should I put my hand? The next level of playing football, because, again, he prepares so much, he doesn't have to think about what he's doing. And so that way, now he can actually think about the techniques, the keys that the defense is giving him pre-snap. Like, I'm not going to talk to my freshmen about that because they're not ready for that. They're trying to block a 260-pound defensive end with so we just got to continue to perfect the details for him, and he's done a great job with that.
This side, Ryan Amber, the Oklahoma.
Yeah, Joe Jon, I want to ask you another thing about Daniel Parker. We talked to him last week, and he talked about, you know, sort of that block first mentality that he has approaching that position. How much different is he, just skill set and background wise, and how do you feel like he fits in, you know, with some of the things that y'all are doing?
Man, he's you can ask any coach on our staff. You know, when you go back to winter workouts, man, he brings the mindset that, you know, it just gives you chills when you think about old school football of, hey, we're going to be physical, and that's the part that he absolutely loves. He can go out and catch the ball. He does a great job being efficient with his route running, coming off the ball. You know, you pause the film. He's even with the receivers at 5 yards because his technique is really good. You know what I mean? And so, but it all comes back to the mindset, and that's exactly it. I mean, he couldn't come here at a better time, fitting in with the mindset of Coach Venables, physical, fast, and playing extremely hard. Man, he's a picture of that. You can put his name next to that in the dictionary.
When y'all moved him to that position at Missouri, is that something that you expected, and how did you see that sort of develop in him over those first, you know, that first period of time where he was playing tight end?
I didn't know what to expect. You know, we recruited him as a defensive end, and so, but it was apparent right when you got in the meeting room. Okay, very, very intelligent, very smart, very football smart, and you know, first time you get on him, he got a different look in his eye when he looks back at you. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how hard I want to get on him. He can flip that switch any second, but just absolutely. Great football player, man. And I always go back to one clip. We were playing Florida at Florida, and he had a little space block where, you know, we were arcing, and the quarterback was pulling it. And he takes the safety, he grabs him like on the numbers, and he takes him all the way into the cheerleaders to the sideline. And I mean, you talk about, it's like he scored 4 touchdowns in one play, you know, and that's how I felt too. I got chill bumps right now just thinking about it, but that's who he is. And just like scoring a touchdown, that's contagious, man. When guys see that on the sideline, man, that ignites a spark in the sideline that you guys have been there. When that momentum shifts, it's something that is very valuable.
Appreciate it. Bob Brisbilla, center scoop.
Joe Jon, what's it been like working with Jeff Lebby again, the comfort level, and is there any noticeable differences compared to who he was in the past compared to who he is now?
Oh, there's always differences, man. That's what makes him so great. If you go back to look at his offenses in the beginning, you see different wrinkles every year. And just as far as being in the room with him, it's just like going back with your best friend from high school. You know, it's like, you know, you go back and it's like you never missed a beat. And the passion that he has, the leadership that he brings to the offense. He improves with that too. You know, you can tell when the guys are listening to him, when he's talking, you know, they're just a little bit more engaged. They're a little bit more bought in, and that's because he works at that. And again, he cares for his players so much. You know, every time we come off the field, you see him in the weight room, he's pulling somebody aside. It could be a receiver, it could be a left tackle, it could be a tight end, it could be a quarterback. But just, you know, talking about things that aren't football, talking about things that are football, just, again, the things that Coach Venables is preaching, just doing everything right. You know, do everything right a little bit at a time, and then when it comes time to play, it's going to pay off for you.
Mason Young, are you dealing?
Yeah, Joe Jon, for Jason and Caden in particular, what kind of benefit in terms of being ahead has early enrollment given them, and where are they at relative to kind of where you expect them to be right now?
Doing a very nice job, man. They again, it's the part that is so impressive is just their commitment to learning the offense. You know, it's hard for those guys coming in. They have a 12-hour school schedule. They're doing a strength and conditioning program that they ain't ever done anything close to. And then, you know, they're getting yelled at every day by me to be in the right place. You know, did you do your homework? You know, just everything. I'm always on them, which creates that pressure. But those are two great young men that they want that, you know. And on the field, like I said, I'm not looking for perfection, but I'm looking for perfect effort. When you turn the tape on, when the whistle's blown, they're still going full speed. And as long as they continue to do that, they're going to be ready to play.
Any more questions for Lee Benson, KWTV?
Hearing you talk about Coach Lebby's offense being different, and Dylan Gabriel said the same thing about compared to when he was at UCF with Coach Lebby. In your experiences with offensive coordinators, you know, I hear this offense is different. I think, well, you hear about offenses that they don't. I mean, I guess that coaches don't change their offenses completely, but it's different enough to where you're noticing. Is that common in your experiences with other offensive coaches, like where you get to next season, like, oh, this offense is kind of different than it was before?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two types of coaches. You know what I mean? I've been around coaches. This is the system. I'm recruiting people for this system, and this is what we're going to do. And that's what they know, and they don't want to learn anything new because they believe in what works. And at the end of the day, most guys go back to what they believe works. Now, Coach Lebby's been lucky enough to be around some great offensive minds. And so every stop that he's been, he's picked up a little wrinkle here and there. And then, obviously, you know, you look back to UCF, defenses are different. You know, I mean, they're going to try to find ways to not let you have 600 yards of offense a game, you know, and so they come up with ways, and then now it's on us to, hey, how do we defeat that? And so part of it is you know, how the defenses change, and part of it is, you know, just being with different coaches, great offensive minds. You're going to pick up great things from all of them, and you'd be crazy not to put them in your offense.
As an offensive guy, do you think it's difficult for some of these coaches to be open and flexible to make those changes? Because I hear a lot of times, a lot of coaches are kind of stubborn. You know, they don't want to. They find out what works, and they don't want to change stuff. Is it difficult offensively, you think, to be flexible like that?
It is in some places. You know, in some places like here, it's not. You know, Coach Gundy, DeMarco, and Coach Beatonbow, man, they welcomed it with open arms. They're just like the tight ends, man. They're in there asking all the questions, and then we have a great support staff. With guys that have been in the offense, Phil Lodeholt, Coach Cooper, Matt Holacek, all these guys have been in the offense for so long that, you know, we have great support and helping. So Coach Lebby doesn't have to be with Bill all the time as far as what's this exact call or what's this exact footwork. He's got two guys that have worked with the offensive line for 5-6 years. And so, but as far as the coaching staff goes, man, these guys, they want to win. You know, and they understand Coach Gundy. You know, you guys know him. He's as bought into this place as anybody, and he's full go in the offense and absolutely loves it.
Okay, last one, back to Eric Bailey.
Joe Jon, this time of year is always exciting for your former players. I want to ask you about Jeremiah Hall as he prepares for the next step and through the Combine Pro Day. How excited are you as a coach when you see a player like Jeremiah this month headed toward his dreams? And what's it going to be like seeing him go through your eyes?
Man, it's special. You know, you work so hard with these guys all the time, and you know what their dream is the whole time. If they're at this place, they want to play in the NFL. And so just having a chance to go through the process and help him with the process. What are these guys going to be asking you at the Combine? When you go to interviews with teams, what are they going to be asked? What can you expect? And just helping them, again, along the way. And then even after the draft, whenever they get to the place that they're going to be, you know, it doesn't ever change. Whenever you look at effort, full speed, effort on tape, it sticks out. You know, so whether you're a first-round pick or a free agent, especially if you're a free agent, right, or a late-round pick, you got to go out there and you got to pop on the tape with your effort. Just like I'm a coach, they're no different. If you're going full speed and doing great things, and you might be off a little bit here and there, but if you're going full speed effort, man, that's what every coach is looking for on their football team, and he brings a skill set that is, you know, really unique. You know, he's got the fullback body, but he's got the skill set of a tight end, and that's, like we were talking about earlier, every team needs 2 or 3 of those, because not only do they contribute on offense and allow you to do a lot of things offensively, but special teams. You know, you're looking for guys that'll contribute, and he was on the punt team last year and was on every special team at some point in his career. And even like Weidemeyer at A&M, I coached him. I'm still excited for him. You know, he gets a chance to go do the same thing. And those relationships, it's not like they fade away when you leave the place. So excited for both of those guys, and excited for the guys that are already in the league and doing well.
All right, thanks.
All right.